schedules, everything else to keep track of. It is so much to just like file away under every single person.
Oh, and it looks like they already started. Apparently.
Oh, okay. Hold on. So are we gonna?
Got lots of people jumping guns here.
How far are we in the sets? Or are they gonna restart?
They just started.
Okay, so I guess we're starting from this as our set outcome. Okay.
All right.
Just
starting with a DT cannon. Okay, does not go into the 4 wide. This early on, it's not worth doing, honestly. Ooh, try to get the eyepiece in there. I think just did not work. But Dark Shadow has a nice fractal at the ready. Just needs to wait for that second T piece. Okay.
I was gonna say that's the second.
All right, here we go. We're in.
Oh no, Dark Shadow tried to 180. I'm pretty sure. I think if you soft drop it in there, I think the 180 kick works, but not exactly in the.
This is proof that 180. This is proof that 180s aren't good, chat. This is a joke, by the way. I still don't like them, but like you play what you're used to.
Well, that is obviously like one of the other things, especially if you come from a heavy Tetrio background, or especially Gestress as well. I think also does the 180s. Like there are a lot of fixes that are like more like fixable if you keep
and
going.
Here's a side 4 wide.
Not even gonna
needed.
Get to it, though. As that is not. I guess maybe at this speed it's still a pretty big speed disparity. But they're both between like 1.5 and 2, which honestly for Guideline, even having that big of a speed gap isn't as bad as you might expect just because of how Guideline functions.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, not too bad there.
Oh, T-spin triple from Dark Shadow here.
Some good TST action. And nobody having a little bit of an issue with the sidewell. Able to keep skimming down though. Obviously, the breaking back-to-back is not the most favorable, but we do see the full well goes out from nobody, and they receive that same column 1 garbage, which, depending on your skill level, may be a good or a bad thing. Well, in this case, I think...
Right, and Dark Shadow getting into the zone here.
Oh, T-spin from 16 to 18.
Yep, a solid 46 attack. Nobody's gonna... Okay, good start with the Kaidan.
Okay.
And gets another T-spin triple. Okay, I'm curious to see how much attack this will do. This is gonna be crazy, I think.
Little T-spin single as well on the top, and gets the 20 as well. Beautiful find.
58 attack, very nice.
Okay, and however, keep in mind the score is almost dead even between Nobody and Dark Shadow, and right now Nobody's
certainly not gonna help. Ooh, and that Elmis drop.
Not a 1-2 punch.
Gonna be taken. Oh, okay. Still manages to find a bit of an out. There's not a lot of room, though.
Well, just enough time for that quarter zone, but the double O
this
really,
might be too little too late, yeah.
Double O does not give you a lot of good skim options, especially when the garbage is only 1 column. Like, those kind of have to skim all of your cheese on top, and that was just not a good spot for nobody to use any O pieces. Ooh, identical boards.
Different follow-ups, though.
I do like seeing that dono for the second T-spin, though, off of TKI. It's not the most common, but it's kind of like a refreshing...
Yeah.
to see that that's an option.
It's just something that doesn't look right, but it works.
Looks very pleasing. Alright, Dark Shadow's getting a little bit higher on this board, so they have to be a little bit careful with how they continue to go down. Meanwhile, Nobody is a little bit of a better center well to play off of. So more akin to what they're currently cooking up. Sets up the STSD and immediately goes into zone as a result. You can see T-spin single. Oh, actually, okay, beautiful counting to the double. 19 lines, we've got 2 eyepieces coming up. So close to the curve, but we will get the ulti.
Another 58 ulti. Ooh, Dark Shadow accepting a little bit of that garbage just before having to continue.
Dark Shadow's going to need to find a way to get down through to the garbage, but they're kind of spending a lot of time trying to go for efficiency that they don't have a lot of access down. And in the meantime, nobody is going to set up this sidewell, but the garbage is a little off.
Oh, yep. This isn't quite a true 4-wide.
Actually, they're still gonna be able to carry it through. Look at this.
Okay,
Beautiful
still
continuation.
managed. Okay, pretty decent continuation, but
it is not a very easy thing to see some unorthodox residue into a 4-wide, but it is also much more uncommon to see that continued through with the combo still going. Okay, we do see the Phase 3 bell does ring with nobody at around 60,000 points. Both players at a really high zone meter charge, as well as a healthy amount of garbage on the stack too.
yeah, there's quite a lot of cheese though on nobody's board.
Yeah, right now Dark Shadow is very good spot to let this zone pop. Right now, nobody needs to find a way to clean up. 5 combo is going to be beneficial. But the triple Z in their queue.
And there's a nice up to 19.
Oh, waiting on
Things
that
are looking.
Okay, 10, 11. We keep going up little by little, but I don't know if that's enough. We're going to have this Z spin. Maybe we'll get a zone charge. Okay, there we go. We have the quarter. Oh, no. T misdrop.
Oh, yeah, this board state's not looking great. Dark Shadow's going to take another point.
So that is 3-0 right now for Dark Shadow, over the halfway point onto their victory. But nobody, obviously not out of this yet, but knowing that you can only give up one more game, it really starts to impact your decisions going forward, that you cannot let anything slip. And Dark Shadow with the
nice C-spin, yeah.
Okay, currently stacking on top of that garbage. Not really the best thing to kind of continue with like clean residue. It's not really the greatest, just given where that garbage was spawning at. Ooh, and a little misdrop there. Actually gonna poke Dark Shadow to send an early zone. I feel like the zone was almost like an instinct and not even like they expected what they were gonna do with zone. But 15 and 29, not terrible, but this is still phase 1 garbage, and nobody has a lot of extra resources. Maybe not. That's a couple of misdrops. Okay, looks to be recovering pretty okay for the time being.
Yeah, up to 18. Oh, that's quite a bit for Dark Shadow to accept. Kind of in that awkward spot of zone where you like you don't have enough to like clear efficiently, but you have to like, but you can't accept more.
All right, and using most of that zone to just mitigate, not going to try and accept any more garbage afterwards. And right now, nobody
has
going
this
for
2-wide.
Interesting. I haven't really seen
going for the Ren there.
The 2-wide as the strat. Okay, and going for a very aggressive zone attack early on. Not sure how well this is going to pan out, but
I'm curious to see how this will play out. 29 attack.
Okay, so right now
Dark Shadow has the room, has the zone, has a good stack to be able to deal with this.
And 15, yeah, so we've got about 10 more for nobody to deal with, but that does send in pretty clean. And right now, nobody, it's a mild zone advantage, so not the best spot to be in, but it's still something that they do have going into a close to phase 3 transition. And I think
this T-spin double should change it. Yep.
And honestly, I think with Dark Shadow having enough clean garbage like down below, I think that nobody has a little bit of a better board state to work with. Oh, maybe not anymore though. That misdrop was not going to be too helpful for them. 15 lines. Timely eyepiece, but not able to get it before the zone ends. And Dark Shadow going to take advantage of having a center stack, reducing the amount of time it takes to place pieces left and right to get through it faster. But it's not as efficient, and they're going to be accepting a little bit of garbage on the run back. Oh, and nobody's board. Oh, that's a couple of really rough misdrops. And when you have to take your foot off the gas in phase 3, things can fall out of place very quickly. Dark Shadow with a half zone, going to try and make some magic happen.
Yeah. I'm just like... I'm just very tense looking at some of these down stack situations as players get towards the top of their boards. It's
like the double eye piece that nobody has to make over on that left side. It's like it keeps stacking on top of the garbage well, which is just so unfortunate.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate. It's so tense. Like everything. It feels like things aren't gonna go well.
To be fair, I guess to nobody's credit, a lot of their attacks have been very well timed and forced Dark Shadow to not really build up a lot of that zone meter. And nobody with full zone, I'm not sure if they feel comfortable enough to go for an attack.
Ooh,
but maybe after a misdrop, they might want to just... they're still going for it.
Going for the J spin. Oh, that's very precarious.
Two Z's in Q.
That's not a good situation to be... Manages to get out. I don't know how much longer nobody can stick around, though. It's the quick...
There's a couple of skims here, but I feel like nobody didn't get a lot of momentum out of that zone charge that they had.
A bit of a down stack, but Dark Shadow is just putting more on top of the pile.
And you can see like, Dark Shadow only needs...
Nobody needs a lot more momentum right now. And like with this zone, it's definitely like happening, but I feel like Dark Shadow's going to be sending quite a bit. Yep. There's a lot coming in from that.
That is at least 40 lines plus whatever follow-up Dark Shadow deals with.
Yeah,
I think this is.
And it's gonna be a side 4 wide. Yeah, no, that's gonna be too much for nobody to handle.
But yeah, again, I think nobody had the right idea going in with the zone advantage and making sure Dark Shadow was playing on the back foot. But a couple of misdrops forced them to pop zone extremely late without a lot of ammunition on their board. I think the win condition right now for nobody has to be revolving around that zone meter efficiency and having a better sense of when to let that trigger go and secure the finishing blow. Oh, well, you know what? Or just don't. Just win in the first 20 seconds. Why not?
Okay. So the 5-1 is still possible.
All right, and we're hearing for production. Well, I guess it's Edge on production. We're anticipating a 5-1. Although we do see the center 4 wide come out from Dark Shadow. Not the most common of strategies, but we'll have to see if it pays off. The one disadvantage you do get from TEC is, well, I guess maybe 2. You do have the damage nerf, and that's a 5-1. That's a 5-1 right there.
Yeah, not even by. That was just another accident right there. Just.
All right, well, congrats. You won 25 channel points over the 30,000 that were put into the prediction.
Who put?
I put in 10 just to see if I got the payout, basically.